So as phi of x is a solution of this second order differential equation, y double dash minus x y is equal to 0, we should have this expression. So it means the differential equation is satisfied by function phi. So we have determined second derivative. So we put this second derivative here. So second derivative is this, and function phi multiplied by with x is this one. So just now we have seen this. Right? Now you can write the summations. So this summation is starting from 1 and this is started from 0. So you can start this summation from k is equal to 1. All right. So you take that term, first term, by putting k is equal to 0 outside the summation. So by putting k is equal to 0, what is this? K plus 2 is 2, k plus 1 is 1, right? And this this coefficient ck plus 2 is only c2, and x to the power 0 is 1, and therefore 2 into 1 into c2, right? And therefore we have this term. So we have separated this term from this summation and write rest of the summations like this, right? Minus this summation, second summation as it is. Now here both the summation starts from k is equal to 1. So we can take outside, we can take this x to the power k common. So if you take x to the power k common, we have this as coefficient, right? K plus 2, k plus 1 into ck plus 2, and this coefficient is minus ck minus 1. And to have a solution, to have this function phi is a solution of this, we take this L of phi of x is equal to 0, right? And therefore, this expression or this expression is equal to 0. And that we write here like this. Okay, so 2c2 plus this. And from this expression, now we can find the values of constants C0, C1, C2, C3, so on, Ck plus 2, Ck minus 1, and this. Okay. So let us see how to do this. So we have this expression, final expression, keep in mind. Now, this can be written. So this above expression, this is true, is 0. When this will be 0, either this first term is 0, means 2c2 is 0, or this term is 0, right? So 2c2 is equal to 0, that gives c2 is equal to 0. And then this is equal to 0. Again, this is equal to 0 means this bracket must be equal to 0. So we write these two expressions. 2c2 is 0 or k plus 2, k plus 1, ck plus 2 minus ck minus 1 is 0 for any choice of k. Now, using the value of k, 1, 2, 3, and this relation, you will be able to find the values of arbitrary constants ck's, right? So from this first expression, first equation, what is the value of C2? C2 is 0. So keep this value of C2 in mind. Now, put k is equal to 1 in this relation. Later on, we call this relation as recurrence relation. So, see, put k is equal to 1. So, what we get here? After putting k is equal to 1, so this is 3, this is 2, this suffix is C3, and this minus C0, because you are taking k is equal to 1. So this subscript is 0. So we have this 3 into 2 into C3 is equal to 0. So from this, you can find the value of C3. So what is C3? The value of C3 will be in terms of coefficient C0, right? So this is C0 upon 3 into. Now, put K is equal to 2 in this relation. So what is that? By putting K is equal to 2, this factor will be 4, this will be 3. So we will get 4 into 3 and K is equal to 2. So that gives C4 and this is C1 because you are taking K is equal to 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is C1 and right hand side is 0. So what we have by putting K is equal to 2, we have this expression. 4 into 3 into C4 is equal to C1. Now, from this, you find the value of coefficient C4. So C4 is C1 upon 4 into 3. So on the same line, you just go on putting K is equal to 3, K is equal to 4, so on. So you will be able to find the rest of the values. So C5 is equal to C2 upon 5 into 4. So for that we take K is equal to 3. So this will be 5, this will be 4, and this will be C5, right? And this is C4. K is equal to 3 means this is C2. And after simplification, it is C2 upon 5 into 4. But this coefficient is 0. Why? Because C2 is 0. We put this value here and see that C5 is 0. Now C6, you will get C3 upon 6 into 5 and put the value of C3 here, that is here. So what is the value of C3? C3 is equal to C0 divided by 3 into 2. So here, yes, C6. So C0 upon, here there is a correction. 6 into 5 into 3 into 2 is there. Okay, so I will make this correction. And C7 is C4 upon 7 into 6. Now we know the value of C4, that is C1 upon 4 into 3. So substitute that value here, right? And by induction, we can get the values of these coefficients, C3m, C3m plus 1, C3m plus 2. So by choosing the values of m1, 2, 3, so you will get the values of all the coefficients. So here you will see that the value of coefficient C3m is in terms of C0, C3m plus 1, C3m plus 1. Whenever this suffix is of this type, the value will be in terms of C1, right? Sorry. And value of C3m plus 2 is 0 because this value involves C2 coefficient and C2 is 0. Therefore, all these coefficients are equal to 0. So if we put m is equal to 1, 2, 3 here, you will see that coefficient C3, C6, C9, C12, right? In the multiple of 3. All these coefficients are in terms of C0. And see how denominator is written, right? Now, if you consider m is equal to 3, right? So this will be number, final number will be 3 3s are 9, right? So how you will write previous multiples? 2 into 3, right? Left 4 here. 5 into 6, left 7, 8 into 9. If you take m is equal to 4, here you have to left 10 and then write 11 into 12. That is the idea. So whenever we see this coefficient, how the way of writing is this. 3m plus 1 means coefficient. If you take m is equal to 1, this will be C4. Then m is equal to 2. This will be C7, right? Then if you take m is equal to 3, that will be C10. And see the way of writing. Okay. 3, 4. Then you start with 3, left 5. Then 6, 7, left 10. Then 9, 10, left 11. Right? 12, 13. Then left 14. So in this way you can write. And all the rest of the coefficients are equal to 0. Now, we put all these coefficients in this expression, phi of x equal to this C0 plus C1x plus C2x square plus C3x to the power 3 plus, if I write any term middle, C10 x to the power 10, C15 x to the power 15, C77 x to the power 77, like that. Okay, so we put all these values in this expression and separate all those terms. So here you will see that some terms are 0, some terms are powers of x, some terms of powers of then x to the power 7. Okay, so write this. So here 3, 6, next term will be 9, right? Here 4, 7, the next term will be x to the power 10, and some of the terms will disappear because C2, C4, C6, C8, C10, and so on. So all suffixes which are even numbers. So all those terms disappear. That will not be considered here. Okay, and therefore from all those terms you take C0 common. From all these such terms you take C1 common, and then we will have a solution of this type. And later we denote this first bracket by phi1 of x and second bracket by phi2 of x. So here see, this can be written as 1 plus. So this term can be taken, but for that you have to take m is equal to 0. So that first term is separated in this way. Again, here you have to start this summation from m is equal to 0. Then you will get first term as x, right? So again, we keep this term separate. Here also keep this term separate and write rest of the part in summation form. Okay, so if you write one more term here, you will get the idea. So this, okay, and this one. So first solution is phi1 of x is this first bracket, and phi2 of x is second bracket. So here I have shown in terms of summation notation. So these are the two solutions of series solutions of differential equation y double dash minus xy is equal to 0. So why we are taking these as two solutions? Because we know that linear combination of two solutions is again a solution phi of x, right? So with the coefficient C0 and C1. Now, C0 may be 1, C1 may be 0, and this choice of C0 and C1. So in both the situations, we see that both the functions phi1 of x and phi2 of x satisfy the given equation. And now, let us discuss the second point. So if you look at the solutions phi1 and phi2, these two solutions are series solutions. And in the introductory lecture of this topic, I told you that how do you test, or what do you mean by the convergence of series? And you have studied this series, sequence and series, how or what are the tests of convergence of series. Okay, so here we can use ratio test to check the convergence of the series, right? So to test the convergence of the series phi1 of x and phi2 of x, by ratio test, we write phi1 of x as this one. So dm of x, okay? So I am taking this series, okay? But I am denoting this by dm and this term by dm plus 1, right? See here, dm of x. So this is this one, and dm plus 1 will be, so just you replace this m by m plus 1. So you will get this series. Now, by ratio test, what is the idea? You take the ratio of dm plus 1x divided by dm x. So next term divided by previous term. Take the ratio of next term divided by previous term and you will get this. So this is dm plus 1 and we have dm of x in the denominator. So you write it is like this. It is a reciprocal of this. Okay, so take the reciprocal of this as a multiple here and then simplify further. So what are the calculations here? So this 2 vanishes with this 2, 3 vanishes with 3, right? 5 vanishes with 5, 6 vanishes with 6, 8, 8, 9, 9. This 3m minus 1 vanishes with this 3m. This is in the numerator. You are looking here like this, but this is second multiple here, and that those terms vanishes. This 3m vanishes with this 3m, and this x to the power 3m by law of indices, x to the power 3m, and this x to the power 3m vanishes, and what remains in the numerator only? X to the power 3. And here in the denominator we have 3m plus 2, 3m plus 3, right? So see here, that calculation is here, right? Now, we take the modulus of this quotient. So modulus is here like this, which is nothing but modulus of, because these two values, 3m plus 2 and 3m plus 3 are constants. So their modulus remains same. Now, take the modulus of x cube divided by these two factors. And this limit of this quotient tends to what? As m tends to infinity. So as m tends to infinity, what happens to this number? Whether this tends to infinity or not. So this this tends to, as the modulus of x tends to is less than infinity. It is less than infinity. So if this is finite number, right? So this becomes larger and larger. Denominator becomes larger and larger, right? And this large number divided by this finite number tends to infinity as m tends to, this tends to 0 as m tends to infinity. And therefore, as this limit of this quotient tends to 0, we say that by ratio test, the series phi 1 of x and phi 2 of x both are convergent. Okay, so this is about the convergence of series solutions of this differential equation y double dash minus xy is equal to 0. And what is the domain of convergence or the region of convergence? This modulus of x is less than infinity. It means minus x is less than, minus infinity is less than x is less than infinity. Plus means, in other words, these two series converges on a real line. That is the main. And now to see that whether the solutions are linearly independent or not, so what we do for that, you can determine the values at solutions at this point, 0 point. Yes, you can have this. I have written direct here. Okay, go back to this. So phi 1 at 0. Yes. So what is this? Put x is equal to 0. So this is 0. This term is 0. Therefore, it is 1 only. Okay. What is phi 2 at 0? So we have to put x equal to 0. This term will be 0. And again, this summation will be 0. And therefore, phi 1 at 0 is 1. Phi 2 at 0 is 0. Right. Now, to write Wronskian, you need its derivative of this phi 1 of x. So derivative of 1 is 0. So what is the derivative of this? 3m into x to the power 3m minus 1, right? With this coefficient. So find the value of phi 1 dash at 0. So this is 0, remember. So phi 1 dash at 0 is 0 plus. So here, if you put x equal to 0, this term is again 0. So phi 1 dash at 0 is 0, right? Now, you differentiate this phi 2 of x. So derivative of x is 1 and derivative of x to the power 3m plus 1 is 3m plus 1 into x to the power 3m plus 1 with this coefficient, right? Now, phi 2 dash at 0. Here it is 1 after taking derivative. So it is 1 plus this term will be 0. So phi 2 dash at 0 is 1, right? And therefore, here, see, write the Wronskian at point 0. So 1, 0, it is 0, 1. Second row will be this. And solve this determinant. Yes. So this is 1 not equal to 0. And by theorem, we approved the theorem, the two solutions, or even you can apply the theorem for n solutions. So I will tell you this theorem for two solutions only. Two solutions phi 1, phi 2 of L of y is equal to 0 are linearly independent if and only if Wronskian of these two solutions at some point is not equal to 0. It do not vanishes. Then those two solutions are said to be linearly independent. And as here, in this case, we have seen that Wronskian at this point is not equal to 0. It is 1. Therefore, these two solutions, phi 1 of x and phi 2 of x, these two solutions are linearly independent. So these two solutions are linearly independent solutions. And such type of solutions are said to be a series solutions. Okay. So we always get a series solution for a differential equation which is homogeneous with analytic coefficients. Okay. So this is about this example. So with this example, I conclude here, and in the next lecture, we will proceed for the existence theorem for homogeneous equations with analytic coefficients. Okay. So if you have any question regarding this discussion,